Greetings and welcome to SEM Mondays Live. This is a relatively new weekly occurring live show here on YouTube. Please go ahead and type a 7 in the chat box if you can see me and hear me. Everything looks grand on my end, and I just want to make sure it is good on your end too. So, unless you are completely new to Source-Energy-Medicine, gosh, I sure hope you know by now. SEM Mondays is an acronym. It's short for Source-Energy-Medicine Mondays. And this is indeed a live weekly occurrence rather than the format that we were using twice a month. And I switched to this format so that you have more opportunity to be able to connect with me live and in real time and ask questions. So if you don't already have it, schedule SEM Mondays into your calendar, schedule it as a repeating event, and God willing, each week at 1:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:11 Mountain Standard Time, 11:11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 10:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be here. And on YouTube, if you click that bell icon, you'll be notified not only when I'm live, but also when I upload new content to our YouTube channel. So, and subscribe as well while you're in there. So subscribing definitely helps me to be able to help you more. So I created SEM Mondays so that primarily for those folks who are new or relatively new to Source-Energy-Medicine, so that you have a way of being able to get the answers to your questions quickly and easily and on a regular and consistent basis. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm trying something new, starting something new, exploring something new, and I can't get the answers easily to my questions, it reduces the chances that I'm going to stick with it. And I want you to stick with Source-Energy-Medicine. It's pretty simple. The longer you stick with Source-Energy-Medicine, the greater chances are of you experiencing the transformation that you are seeking. So, and if you are, if this is your very first SEM Mondays live, type something in the chat. I'd love to see that, or just shoot an emoji. I love emojis, especially on live stuff. It's kind of funny, but and I have a note. Just in case you don't know, my name is Stephen Pollitt, and I am the creator of Source-Energy-Medicine, and that all unfolded in 2004, and I've been sharing it since 2005, which is kind of crazy to think about. Just in terms of where the heck has all the time gone. If you are new to SEM Mondays Live, here's how this all works. This is your time that we have together today. And I will bounce back and forth between answering questions that have been sent in by email or questions that have been posted inside the Source-Energy-Medicine Quick Start Guide, the free mini course in Source-Energy-Medicine. And I'll do my best to answer as many questions as possible with the time that we have together today, which is 11 minutes. And I know it's not a lot of time, and yet it's very intentionally designed to be short and concise so that even the busiest people can still join and still benefit, and it's still totally doable. And I was out of town last week, and I definitely missed being here. There's no question about that. While there is no replacement to being here live with you, last Monday I released what to me is a really special 3-part video series, and they're all in a special playlist, and they all have to do with the Source-Energy-Medicine sample protocol. Now, if you are one of the folks who is completely new to Source-Energy-Medicine, this is not for you. This is it's advanced. It's advanced material, it's advanced conversation, and yet still, I think, very well within everyone's reach in terms of I try and keep everything as simple. I try and speak in plain language that's easy to understand, and even when we're talking about things that can get technically complicated pretty quick, I try and keep everything to the fundamentals. So if you are new to source energy medicine, don't despair, because there's a lot of really, really good content that will help you to get to the point where then you're interested in some of the more advanced material. So there's another playlist that I think, gosh, it's up to 10 or 11 or 12 videos now in this playlist. And it is one specifically for those who are totally new to source energy medicine. So make sure you check out, whether you're new or have been around for a while, there's a playlist there for you. And we have at this point a fair amount of content on our YouTube channel, which is exciting. And exciting for me, and hopefully exciting and helpful for you. That's the whole time we do this. I mean, everything that I do is to help to support you on your journey with source energy medicine, help to ensure that you experience the transformation that you're seeking. So, I have another note. The last time I was here live 2 weeks ago, the theme of that live was centered all around really answering what has become an overwhelming number of questions that all centered around pandemics and the various flus and nasty colds that are going around. So if you missed that, absolutely make sure you check that one out. The content in there is quite good. So think about it. All of those things touch each of our lives. So having an understanding about why some people get the flu and other people don't, and then if you do, what you can do about it. All of that to me is very, very empowering, and of course, it's priceless information, I think. And it's kind of funny conversation for me, because I haven't had a cold or a flu since 2005. And I talk about that a little bit in that live, and I explain why I have not, right? So, because outside of source energy medicine, I pretty much do all of the same things that I did. I eat really well, I try and sleep a sufficient amount, and I exercise, I do yoga, I meditate, I try and have good, clean relationships where I make a mess, I make amends, and I try and keep everything healthy and balanced and in alignment with my mission and my vision and just my life's purpose. So I don't see any questions coming in live, so I am going to jump into questions that have come in. And I don't know if you know Milo. He is the guy who does most of my tech, if not all of our tech support. He's amazing. We have live chat available on most of our pages, and he does a large majority of that live chat, which is amazing, because he's not only technically brilliant, I mean, absolute genius, right? And yet he knows a lot about source energy medicine, and he's very passionate about helping you with both the tech and the source energy medicine. So he is just such a blessing to all of us, especially to me. So Milo does a really great job of looking at questions that come in and finding common threads, and then we talk about it, like how can I answer these 20 emails that are all kind of asking the same thing at the same time. So very often when I answer a question that comes in by email, I'm not going to say this question came in from Joe from Wichita, Kansas, and here's your question and here's your answer, Joe. I very often am answering, as I mentioned, the answer to 20 or 30 or 40 emails that have come in. If I get more than 5 emails that have a similar thread, it gets Milo's attention, and then we figure out a way of doing some way, what's the best way to be able to answer those questions, and that's how a lot of the content has ended up on our YouTube channel, and the rest of it gets handled here on SEM Mondays Live. So all of these questions that have come in are all about I really, really, really like the current iteration, the current version of the how to take source energy medicine video. And I'm highly confident that most of what I'm going to share with you is covered in that video. And yet if people ask questions, there's a lot of content that's in that one short clip. And it's a lot to remember. So we often get questions that are answered in there, and yet I get it. You know, maybe you watched that 2 or 3 months ago and you don't remember every single little detail. And that's what we're here for today. So when making source energy medicine, it is essential, absolutely essential, providing that you want to be confident that you're making and drinking source energy medicine and not just water, that you only use one source energy medicine charging label on a bottle. Okay, so regardless of the size of the bottle, you cannot use more than one source energy medicine charging label on a bottle, and if you do, you will not be making source energy medicine. It's going to create chaos. And what I often think of, it's like being at a party and I have two really good friends and they're both really excited about something and they're both talking to me at the same time. That's what it's like to the water if you put more than one charging label on a bottle. So regardless of the size, if you essentially need one bottle for every source energy medicine charging label that you want to use. Hope that makes sense. Lots of questions about location and placement of the charging label on the bottle, and it does not matter. The thing that matters the most is that the water can clearly and easily read the information on the charging label. So in the how to make, how to take video, I suggest as low on the bottle as possible, but whether it is horizontal or vertical, if you are using, say, gallon size containers and it has a smooth, flat surface that doesn't have a lot of, I always mispronounce this word, the raised letters, I don't know if it's embossing or embossing, one of those two things, I think it's embossing, on the bottom of the bottle, you can certainly put it on the bottom. Put it on the bottom can be tricky because most bottoms of bottles are concave. But yeah, where you put it, you know, so a lot of this is just logic and common sense, right? Put it in a place where the water's going to be able to see it easily and for the longest amount of time. And can I do I have to use the entire source energy medicine charging label? Yes. And if you don't, so the entire charging label has proprietary technology that's embedded. It's encoded in the entire charging label. If you only use the left-hand side of the charging label that has what looks like all of the important information, you're missing an awful lot of potential and you're jeopardizing the efficacy of the source energy medicines that you're wanting to make. So I hope that makes good sense. And there is a video that's on our YouTube channel that is I believe it's titled 10 FAQs, and I answer 10 FAQs in about 10 minutes. And a lot of that is along the lines of how to make and how to take source energy medicine. So that is all I have for you folks today. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this live, go ahead and you can ask questions in the chat. You can post comments, shoot emojis. You can do all of the same things that you do when you're here live. Gosh, if for some reason you are so new to source energy medicine that you don't know about the free mini course that I mentioned earlier, that is known as the Quick Start Guide, I'll ask Milo to include a link below this to that. It literally includes everything that's essential to your journey with source energy medicine, and it's all free. It's all inside of our membership site, same site where we have our online workshops. So all of the content is very, very well organized, and you can ask questions in there too. And there's a lot of material. It's not just the charging label file, but that's in there, how to make, how to take source energy medicine video, and so much more. Literally everything that is essential to your journey with source energy medicine. So, wishing you continued blessings on your journey with source energy medicine. Thank you for joining me, whether live or in replay. Share some love in the chat box, and I'll see you back here, God willing, next week. Bye for now.